Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is Tuesday, January 7th?
Yes.
It's a little after 11 o'clock in the morning, and once again, this is CA Newry, and we're going to start our conversation right away because all the lines are lit up. We're talking to V. Charmaine Roll, who knows Junkanoo. This is the person you call to analyze Junkanoo. And it's a privilege to actually have her in studio. We have a number of texts from Aaron Green's show on the clock that we want to read into the record. So I'm just going to start now. First of all, is your Junkanoo Rush sponsored, that you are being paid for this, or are you just doing it for the love?
No, I have a title sponsor, but I do need sponsors because, like I explained off air, I have a lot of things just sitting. I had some sponsors where I ran like 30 days outside of Junkanoo to give you the countdown. We had that sponsored. Then we had some sponsorships for some of the behind the scenes, but we're looking for a good sponsor to continue this throughout the year.
Especially the documentation, of Junkanoo in
That's
general.
Correct, yes.
I know we have a number of callers on the line. This is the time to call now so we can include everyone in. I'm going to try squeeze everyone in. So if you want to call and participate in this, call now. So you can have Ms. Roll respond. Ms. Roll, let me ask this question at the top. I was told, Aaron was told that the Boxing Day parade was a what kind of parade was it?
No penalty.
No penalty. Mm-hmm. I was cool with that. And I said, okay, I understand all the hiccups in the background, right? No penalty. And all of a sudden I heard Fancy Dances won. I said, oh, good for them. Right? That's new. They beat Colors. Because Colors is a mega group. We understand, right? Then all of a sudden, people from Colors come back and say, man, all kind of penalties supposed to be launched. I said, what kind of penalties they talking about? I want to know if you heard anything about that.
No, I can't really speak to that because, like I said, they have an independent review committee. And it's so many days you have after the parade. You can't speak to the media. And then when it goes in and they review it, then they come out with the final scores.
So who win the big group?
I can't answer. I'm not sure as yet in terms of that. I know I saw Chris Justilian on saying that it was overturned. So again, we have to check with the JCNP to see if all of that is verified.
Wait, you confused me. I heard Fancy Dances win, then Chris Justilian came in and said, no, they did not win, it was overturned. And you saying you ain't sure? That's what you saying?
I can't answer that.
Let me take a second just to read from the two headlines. In yesterday's Guardian, Colors named Boxing Day winner Justilian says. Colors Entertainment and Junkanoo organization leader Chris Justilian said yesterday that his group was named the official winner of the Boxing Day Junkanoo parade for the B category after the Fancy Dancers was initially declared the winner. The change in results came after Colors filed a protest over infractions observed during the parade. So here's the question. Is there a difference between a penalty and an infraction in the judging of parades? Is an infraction different from a penalty?
I think somewhat an infraction is different because penalties are levied at the gate. If an infraction is something that has to do majorly in the rules, and that's why I said I can't really speak to that because the JCNP has a board and not only the independent review committee that write those rules. So I can't really speak to that.
So you're saying that the rules may have changed since you were part of the judging process?
Yes.
Okay, now let's go to the caller.
Just a second, quick. Fancy Dancers miss out after title reversal. The JCMP reversed the results of the Category B decision in the 2024 parade after a protest by Group Colors, prompting Fancy Dancers to consider legal action. Initially, they were the declared winners, and they say that the appeal decision, lost their title to Colors after an appeal decision that came 5 days after what the Fancy Dancers say was the stipulated 96-hour appeal window.
All of that we got to discuss. That's what that group come on Saturday. The Junkanoo, what the Junkanoo talk? They need to have that conversation on Junkanoo. Go ahead.
So the question is, if there's a stipulated 96-hour appeal window, Fancy Dancers said the decision came 5 days after that window. While you were part of that space, typically how long does it take the parade management team or the JCNP or whoever to come to a decision on an appeal?
It's the IRC, the Independent Review Committee, that makes the final call because the groups has after the parade, I think it's 48 hours. and then all of the scores from all of the groups are distributed to all of the groups. And so they have a chance to review those and then write their protest in.
But just quickly with the language given, it seems that the question of what happened with this no penalty parade lies on whether there's a difference between a penalty and an infraction.
Correct.
Okay. So let's go to the callers. I see my guests are already here. So I'm trying to squeeze all of this in to make sure make space for these people. So Aaron, start pressing these buttons so we get all these callers in and participate in this conversation. Go ahead, caller.
Newry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry for calling back, but I want to explain something to your guests. Like Aaron Green say, we are, as Bahamians, I am a John Canoe, let me qualify. From 8 years old, I'm 61. I know every inch and everything about that parade when it comes to John Canoe. I said that because of the logistics of boxing ourselves in a circle of John Canoe, it creates a lot of problems. Those bleachers that are congesting the street, especially everybody will be in Rawson Square. If we do a straightaway parade to the Eastern Parade, we can now displace those bleachers much better along the entirety of the route, so the route don't be as crowded. And yes, I did say there was a rest spot. We go through Elizabeth, either and we rest there, or we rest through Victoria. Victoria have much more heat up and resting space. And then we come back onto Bay Street and head east for the remainder of the parade. It also eliminates Shirley Street, where my daughter, from she was 3 years old, had to stand up all night to try to accommodate us coming around on those parades, when everybody would have a main seat view with their bleachers all along Bay Street and barricade off. Everybody would have main street view. And I can only give you a nutshell white paper, but if you have an imaginative mind, like what she's trying to do, then she would understand. That would be a much better road.
Okay, thank you very much. Go ahead, Aaron. Last question, I'm sorry.
No, we good.
Good. So, like I said, I invite people to call in now so we can get Ms. Roll to respond to these questions. But let's talk about the two parades and that synopsis again. You highlight some concerns you had regarding the start time. You suggest that 12 o'clock is a better time. I raised my concern about Junkanoo being shown or rushed during the daytime. And the groups are big, right? There's also a concern about groups that should be clearly in Group B, that are in Group A. How does one make sure that doesn't happen again? Like one or two groups who are rushing in Group A shouldn't be there.
Well, again, it comes to a decision at the JCNP level where they have to vote and decide whether those particular groups should go to the B division. Now, I know a few years ago, we just recently started like 7 major A groups, with 5 to 6 years now. Okay, back in the day, you just had 4 major groups, and then you had Valley Boys, you had Saxons, okay, you had Roots, and then you had One Family. Now, Genesis came out of Saxons, Roots came out of Valley Boys, Prodigal Sons came out of the Valley Boys. You see what I mean? So when you have these groups like that, you're creating more persons to come in to join these groups.
I mean, it seems like that. It seems like that on the surface, but would it be better if we had 5 major groups? Now, I know you can't just tell people, but you can't be a Junkanoo group anymore. But the question is, do we have a large enough pool? Because the larger the Valley Boys and the Saxon grows, the larger the One Family and Roots grow, it seems the smaller the older groups like Music Makers, Prodigal Sons grow,
yes,
right? Is that an internal thing? Do you think the Junkanoos will find balance automatically? Like the water will settle on its own, will level on its own? Or do we need an intentional intervention to figure out a better disbursement of Junkanoos?
And see, that was the topic all over Facebook this morning, talking about capping the size.
Yeah.
Right? But you can't really tell persons where they are to go. You understand?
Right, yeah. You can't force a person to...
And you can't just cap it like that. Because one parade, you may have 500 people. The next parade, you have 300 people.
Because, New Year's Days be smaller.
New Year's be much smaller.
Yeah.
So you want to cap it at some point. It's just that we have to put thinking caps on and thinking heads together and figure out how we're going to make it better now. Like I said in my brief, the music makers may start recruiting like now. Say like now, Junkanoo just over. You go into the schools, you go into the neighborhoods and stuff, recruiting people. Now, Bahamians funny. They like say, "Oh, I don't like to go to the losing thing," but you could make it a winning team. You could join up and make it a
Right.
winning team.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping
Right,
it.
Just okay. If some of the persons, like the bigger groups, they have more than 100 builders. Just for example, I'd say take for instance, Protocol or the other groups only have 20 builders. You know, if you disperse that evenly, then you have a more level playing field. But you have to want to go there to assist them to come a little bit better. You understand?
And if I don't want to go there, let them fall flat.
Yes.
Okay. In terms, there's a question we asked the members of the JCNP: who owns Junkanoo? Who? No, when I say Junkanoo, we talk about the parade itself. That national parade. There's a question on: is it a national parade or is it a parade owned by Junkanoos that the government has just labeled it as a national parade? The Boxing Day
I think
Junkanoo.
the government sanctioned the JCNP to be in place.
So they're not independent of the government, you're saying?
At some point, many years ago, I think under Perry Christie, that's when the Junkanoos were complaining because the government has the National Junkanoo Committee. Okay, and so many years under the National Junkanoo Committee, the groups were complaining, and so the government sanctioned them to then become sort of by the
So it's ruled by the government then?
Yeah.
I didn't know that because that's what they say differently. Go ahead, Aaron, because there's callers.
A statement, text came in, statement from the Fancy Dancers, right? It's addressed to the Fancy Dancers. Here's how it reads. Fancy Dancers, we hope this message finds you well. We were in receipt of a protest from the Immortals group, and the particulars are as follows. We would like to take a moment to apologize for the recent communication oversight regarding the changes in scores after the adjustment in the step-down section. It has come to our attention that due to an error in the tabulation process for the step-down costumes, certain scores were unintentionally not submitted in the tablets, which affected the final results. Unfortunately, we were not able to inform every one of these changes as promptly as we should have, which led to a miscommunication. Please know that this was an honest mistake, and we sincerely regret any inconvenience it may have caused. In order to prevent this from happening again, we are taking steps to improve our communication processes, ensuring that future events are handled with the utmost transparency and accuracy. For ease of reference, please see below timeline, and this is from the Secretary, Mitzi Archer of the Parade Management Team. She's the secretary again. So I'm going to continue reading timeline. Protest received by the IRC, that's the Independent Review Committee, from the Immortals on December 30th at 10:09 a.m. Protest received by Aaron from the Immortals on December 30th at 10:16 a.m. New scores uploaded December 31st, 2024. After the recalculation of the scores, Colors Entertainment and Junkanoo Organization are the official winners of the B Division. We congratulate Fancy Dancers for their placement in the parade. We truly appreciate your understanding and patience throughout this situation. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. Your continued support means a great deal to us. Thank you once again for your time and understanding. Sincerely, Mitzi Archer, PMT Secretary. That's Parade Management Team Secretary.
Okay, so that's that. Colors Junction Group 1, the B Division for the Boxing Day. Let's quickly go to the callers right here. Producer Patrick, call us through me, please. Go ahead, caller. Can you hear us? Call.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Miss Green,
Yes, sir.
you're in the spirit, y'all. Keep it up.
Yes, sir.
You know, there are two things I want to say quickly. One, I think they need to take out the competition of the Junkanoo. Let's stop worrying about who come for second, third, fourth, fifth.
But the Junkanoos won. Hold on. The Junkanoos won the competition, though.
No, take out the competition.
No, but the Junkanoos won the competition.
Maybe, but a lot of things that we want, we don't get.
So you should say ban the Junkanoos from participating.
Yeah, but another thing, too. If the Wally boys can have the original Wally boys and the way forward Wally boys, and the two of them could bring 200 plus one members, and the music makers by themselves can't bring 200 plus one, or the prodigal sons can't be. They need to do something with them. Stop giving them the government. Stop giving them the people money. put them in like you said, you were scared to say it. Put them in the B category and maybe promote 1 or 2 B groups to the A category.
Yep.
I heard you.
Because Prodigal Son and the music makers, they're not.
I hear you, Colin. I appreciate that. Just following that, and quickly, Ms. Rule, as we run out of time, Colors is as big as the Valley Boys, at least one of the Valley Boys. Mm-hmm. Surely they should be promoted to the A category. What's preventing them from moving from B to A?
That's the question you have to put to Colors. Or
the sponsors or government.
And see, another thing, when Genesis were in the B division, they only stayed in the B division 1 year, because when they first came on the parade itself, they were put in B. That's Genesis that came out of the Saxons. They paraded as exhibition, and then the next year they came on. They went into B, they beat Colors, and then from when they beat Colors that 1 year, they didn't stay. They just moved on to the A division. So you can be moved, but how do you move? That's the question. The JCNP.
The JCNP should make clear. They should publish, right? It should be certain, and it shouldn't be left to speculation how a group moves to a group. Newry, if I could just read.
Go ahead.
The Fancy Dancers, I'm reading from Fancy Dancers Miss Out After Title Reversal. The Fancy Dancers have also accused Colors leader Chris Justilian of a conflict of interest, claiming he influenced the results by participating in the training of judges.
All Junkanooers participate in the training of judges.
All across the board, A groups and B groups?
They have a committee there that get people in from the different groups that teach music, that teach costuming, that teach. So it's a combination of all of them.
Go ahead.
In the training of judges.
The training of judges.
So the members of the Junkanoo groups participate in the training of judges?
Yes.
And so what mechanism exists to prevent conflicts of interest if they make, because they arise, they exist, the place is too small. Having Junkanoo groups be a part of the training of the Junkanoo judges, it represents a massive conflict of interest. Is there a mechanism to prevent that?
The entire JCNP is made up.
I mean, I could be honest with you.
Of Junkanoo members.
I don't expect you to listen to my show like I listen to yours, but I talk about that all the time. The whole issue is that the JCNP is a massive conflict of interest.
Let me just ask Ms. Roll this then.
Yeah.
Do you believe that if you join, like how you has your own rush group, Junkanoo Rush Group, and there's a JCNP, and there's the training mechanism, that when you join these organizations, you have to retire from participating in Junkanoo altogether?
No.
Okay. See? The idea is it will always be
the reason why I
people
say that,
who are in both.
Right, but so the point is there a mechanism to manage conflicts of interest?
Remember now, the parades that just gone, there were invitations sent out by the different group to invite legends to come and judge the parade. Legends did judge the Boxing Day parade, some of the Boxing Day parade. Now, and the thing about it is, I'm understanding that the legends did the major areas of the parade, like the off the shoulders, the banners, music, stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? And so the persons that they trained did the minor areas. I mean, in Junkanoo.
And
so it's a two-way.
If there was another mountain in the Bahamas, it would be called conflict of interest, because it's just piling up. And this is why I think it's so important. Can we see the forest for the trees? Because every question we asked today could have been answered by an organization that knows how to manage conflict of interest. Like the Junkanoos themselves, who are being penalized for taking too long, telling us that what y'all talking about, it could take long. How do we improve if the people who are being penalized are the ones who are pushing against the negotiations for improvement?
Good. I enjoy this conversation. We will have Ms. V. Shameen Rule join us again at another time, so we go in detail and analyze and interrogate aspects of the Junkanoo. We have our new guest from the Ministry of Culture coming in right next. We're going to take this quick commercial break, and whilst we do this transition, thank you very much, Ms. Roll.
Thank you so much too.
Yes, I enjoyed myself. A wonderful day. We'll be back.
Show me Bala Boy in his phone. What you mean? He take picture of that good for nothing boy? Shh. Shh, you don't want Bella hair, you say that. You know she always say that's my good child.
So what he doing in Junior phone?
Oh, he there because the police looking for him. He on their wanted list.
Wanted persons in your phone now?
Yes, child. And when police want to find anybody quick, after something happen, they can send pictures direct to your phone. Go to Google Play or App Store and search for Crack Crime Bahamas, then pick install and it will go straight to your phone.
There is also a section on missing persons.
Yes, girl. Everybody needs to get this app so police can tell us right away when these people go missing. Just like an alert system.
Yes, it has numbers for Crime Stoppers Bahamas, so you can call and nobody knows it's you. Call directly to Miami and give the information without giving your name or anything about you. I tried the other day, and when I hear Junior and his boys talking about where they hide those guns, I walk quick round the corner and call that number.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio AM. Of course, this is CA Newry, and we are live. Of course, because Ministry of Culture is here, and anytime they're doing big events, I said I'll make space. I'll make space for them to make sure, explain what is happening. It's going to be Culture at the Key. It's going to be this Friday, January 10th. At our Key from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. And the Ministry of Culture, the Division of Cultural Affairs, is having activities there. And I invited them to come and say, explain exactly what is happening and why should I spend my holiday of being free, right? My holiday of being free, celebrating Bahamian culture. So we have three representatives from Ministry of Culture here, and I go in detail.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's wonderful to be here with you, and good morning, Bahamas. Well, first of all, this wonderful event that we are hosting on Friday is free of charge.
I like free.
So you could get a full day of fun. You could win all kind of prizes. There's going to be beautiful entertainment and moments where you could learn information about our culture. And the whole day is free. So that's the first thing.
And when you say at Awaki, where part of Awaki exactly will it be?
This is going to be, of course, because we have performances, so it's going to be in front of the stage. Okay?
Right, and that's on the grass. That's on the grass
on the
lawn.
grassy area. Okay. That's correct.
And there's no entrance fee, I just need to show up.
No entrance fee. You just show up and enjoy yourself.
Tell Cecil he should bring a book.
What kind of book I can bring?
It doesn't matter once it's Bahamian.
Okay.
And that's wonderful. Simply because bring the book, and if you could bring the author too, the author could go on stage and read an excerpt from their book.
He bring in his own book.
And
the author.
He need to bring the books to sell, because one of the activities is the All Bahamian Book Fair.
Let's talk about that.
Why you ain't signed up yet for your space to reserve your space?
I know Ministry of Culture had an All Bahamian Book fair before.
And I saw you.
Yeah, it was a big deal because I didn't know we had that many Bahamian authors in the Bahamas.
And that was a drop in the bucket.
You had like 30, 40 different authors there. So you're trying to say you
correct.
bring in more authors again?
Yes, sir.
So and these all Bahamian people who write,
All Bahamian.
and I can come and buy Bahamian books?
That is correct.
Tell me more about that.
We have had an explosion of new authors, new Bahamian authors, for an opportunity to showcase what it is that they do. And so this is an avenue for them to not only sell their books, they get to go on stage for 5-10 minutes and read excerpts of their work.
All right.
So people could see the quality of what it is that they're selling.
All right, and types of books. We have novels, short stories, poetry. Do you have any comic book people out there?
I think we might have at least one for sure. I think we might have one at least for sure.
All my anime cosplay, GomCom, all y'all who attended GomCom this year, y'all identify the people in your community making graphic novels and comics and bring them out to this All Bahamian Book Fair, please.
Yes, it's open to all Bahamians.
Coffee table book, photography.
All.
Professor Walks, I'm starting a series with her this month on her 3-volume book on Bahamian music history.
Mm-hmm.
She could bring them out?
Yes.
Good stuff.
Is it too late for authors who was not aware that you having this event coming Friday to say, man, I won't come, I won't participate? And if it is too late, who can I call for the next one?
Okay, so we're not turning anybody away.
Mm-hmm.
We will try to accommodate as many. Just don't show up on that morning and expect a space. That happened last year, actually. Person showed up and said, well, I wasn't sure who to call and I wanted to be a part. But once we get the information, at least by Thursday midday, we could make a call to the company and say, hey, I need some more tables. I need another tent. So, make contact with us as soon as possible because we do have a link that we can send to you.
You'll have Jim Lawler on your list?
Mr. Lawler was he there last year?
He just published his new book.
He just published a new book.
Just a few months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We need to reach out to his daughter.
Lisa Feller.
Yeah.
Dr. Feller? She's Dr. Feller now. Yeah, Dr. Feller.
That'll be wonderful.
Awesome. I just thinking of the new books I've seen.
Any books,
All right.
kind of books.
All Bahamian Book Fair, all genres.
Yes.
But Bahamian.
Yes.
Awesome stuff. Children's native show. I can see children limboing and tossing fire in the air.
I wish. Hi. What you saying, lady? Good afternoon. Good morning, everyone. We will not have the fire dances for the children this time.
Okay.
But we definitely will have a wonderful accordion group. Yeah. So, and these are the children from the Elmore School for the Blind.
Okay.
And they are excellent.
They
LeBron. There's a young guy. His name is LeBron.
That's our cousin.
Yeah,
that's our cousin on this show.
Okay.
Morning, Braun.
Yeah, LeBron is bad out there on the accordion. So two of them will play the accordion. One will be on the recorder. Another one will be on the drums.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have, of course, drama. Yeah, we have a radio drama. You remember the story of the 3 little pigs?
Yeah.
Well, we have changed it, and it is the 3 Billy Goats. Yeah, so it's
Cardo and Nado, hey. I bugged them one time. Okay.
Yeah. So it's the 3 Billy Goats. So we had an opportunity to go into the schools. When I said we, myself, on behalf of culture, to go into some of the schools, and the School for the Blind was one of those schools. And we put together a radio drama with them. And so, yeah, it's going to be excellent with the 3 Billy Goats.
Like the Fergusons of Farm Road.
There you go.
And then, the West End remix.
Thank you very much. Yes. So
Good stuff.
that's. And then I must also say that Prince Albert Drummers, I don't know if you know Fran Pratt, but the Prince Albert Drummers, they were there last year and they will be there again this year. You don't want to miss them. We also have a wonderful solo by Brunique Higgs. She's an excellent young up and coming singer. She's attached to Rashad Cunningham. Everybody knows him.
Yeah, yeah.
He just won a lot of awards for E. Clement Bethel, and so did she. And then this is going to be hosted by Conch Salad Caddy. That is the character's name. I used to play this character many years ago when they wanted me to come into the schools as Miss Daisy, and I didn't want to carry Miss Daisy, so we formulated a character under Veronica Owens by the name of Conch Salad Caddy. So now I'm 50 years old. I'm too old to play Conch Salad Caddy, and so I've passed the baton on to a young lady by the name of Sabria Maury, and she will be the host of this short cultural show for kids, and she has gifts and prizes to give to children who answer trivia questions.
This is a family event.
This is a family event. You don't want to miss it.
Conch Salad Caddy could get old and tell the story from her perspective, but then it's the young Conch Salad Caddy that playing out the story.
There you go.
It's still life for you.
It's still life for...
Because I almost 50, I thought... Man, I have to stop making comedy.
Miss Daisy, no, I still play Miss Daisy. This one will be Conch Salad Caddy. So we're excited and have one or two monologues as well from kids. But next time, hopefully, with the fire and the limbo, but you never know, we may have limbo competition.
Listen,
actually, guess what we are going to have? A limbo competition.
Jumanji Circus, them young people there.
Yes,
they be practicing it. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Bahamian Folktale Costume Competition.
Okay.
Yes. So the folklore costume competition, we're trying to bring back our folklore characters. So Babuki and Barabi, Luska, Chichani, the Garland woman. And so we are asking persons to, create their own costumes. There are rules. Most of the costumes are going to be with natural materials because we're trying to bring back that traditional sense of costume making. So we have two categories for traditional Junkanoo and folklore characters. So you could either do a folklore character side or you could come from the traditional Junkanoo side.
I got to inject. No, Aaron. No. I've got to inject.
Because that's the goal.
I can talk about that now.
No drama with me,
I
please.
can start that up. I ran with Aaron. That's why. It's Aaron and White. Last week, Aaron and I had a row over what a garland is. And since you are in charge of this folk tale character, that's why I started to stop Aaron because she could poison the well. What is a garland? What is a garland, please? Explain to me what is a garland. Because Aaron trying to corrupt my mind. I ain't want to talk.
What type of animal is a garland?
No. What is a garland?
I am very young. You see how young I am? Only in my
you don't know what a garland is.
I only in my 20s.
Okay, I got this. I got this.
I got story that was told to me.
I got this.
Okay.
Let's go.
I grew up in Foxhill.
Hello.
That's the storytelling capital.
Come on now.
There you go.
All right.
Hold on, I in Foxhill too.
That's what you the rich side. You don't come. Go ahead. Yeah, MP White.
His last name is White. Thank you. That's the truth. Okay then. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
This story was told to me by my mother.
Yes.
She was born in 1940. The story was told to her by her father, who was born, must be in 1919. So there's an old story. So this is how my concept of the garland was formed. Whenever she told the story about the garland wife, she said, the man went off to work and left the woman. The woman walked down to the beach, turned into this big black bird and say, a peck, a peck, a peck, a peck, a peck, peck, peck. What a foolish man. He married a garland.
Good, because a garland is a magical woman who could turn into a bird. Mr. Newry, the most important thing is you ain't never get catched by a garland, and you need to keep it that way. Right. Yeah.
So we can have a competition, a dress-up competition on what they think a garland is?
Yeah.
Is that what it's going to be about?
Yeah, so it'll be there. Persons have entered the competition and it's their depiction.
How old are these persons?
Well, we've opened it to everyone. It's been available to the whole community, so you could have entered as young as 5 or as old as 95.
What I can win?
You still have time. Okay. Actually, we have a fantastic prize, a cash prize.
Is it a man?
$5,000.
Is it a man? Because it don't make sense coming as a garland if the prize ain't a man.
No,
that's what I come to catch.
She's still trying to get a man.
You could do various characters.
Okay.
Right. So there's various characters. Well, we have various folk characters. So if there's a folk character that you could suggest one of your own. But we have a few that we have as well.
Can I be a Baintown woman from Pat Raming's song, Baintown Woman?
Well, you absolutely
Could I
can.
be a Foxhill gal
You
from
can.
Eddie Minnie's song Foxhill Gal?
You can, but a part of the competition is that you also have to give a brief description or give the story of what it is that you are as well. So
Okay.
it's not just about
I like
coming
this.
and dressing up. You actually have to know the story
Hold on.
as well.
I could be the bullfrog, dress up in soldier clothes, gone to the river to shoot some crows.
Once you could tell the story,
Okay, okay, young people, get on
So
it.
it's a variety of different concepts of folklore. Then I could picture any story in Bahamian
Yes.
culture and then depict that.
Yes.
Because I never even considered the bullfrog dress up in soldier clothes
Right.
as being part of the folklore. And I could dress up.
Absolutely, but that's just a measure of us now expanding the folklore stories now, right? So now it doesn't have to just be Babuki and Barabi, just Chichani, just the Garland woman. We now have other folklore characters that we could now experience and kind of delve into and figure out our thoughts on it and our depict.
So how do I participate in this? When I say I think with my child, right? Because I always like winning money. Do I need to pre-register her or I can show up?
Yes, you would need to pre-register. We do have a flyer that's also on our Facebook page. You can just follow that link and it'll take you directly to the form to sign up. Or you can just call our office and we can try to get you sorted out as well from there as well.
You don't say no numbers or anything, you just expect me to know these things.
You can call us at 502-0601 and just ask for Miss Bo.
Okay, good stuff.
What's a Bahamian flicks?
Bahamian flicks. So we did this last year as well with Moya Thompson, where we have Bahamian films that we're going to be showing as well. So we have things from animation. We have Nassau Rock. One of their episodes is going to be premiering at Culture at the
Hold
Key.
on. So a new episode of Nassau Rock is going to be premiering, or will we be seeing the premiere episode for those who didn't get to see it yet? Like
Their
me?
pilot episode for persons who didn't get to see it.
Awesome. It's guys, these young people worked so long, they ain't young people no more. But that's the dedication to the style of animation that they're producing. It is wonderful, Mr. Newry. In fact, from our last show, I'm going to tell Charmaine Roll from Junkanoo Rush, we need a Guardians of Junkanoo. I wanted to connect her with Nassau Rock so we could do a cartoon called The Guardians of Junkanoo. Yeah. Anyway, let's go on. Also, flicks, the X is plural.
X is plural?
F-L-I-X, the X
It's
is
not
plural.
Flixes?
No, it's not Flixes.
Okay.
I mean, there's fixes, but there's not Flixes.
Yeah, man, that's so
All right.
excited. So there's cash prizes for the costume competition. And will there be trivia games or anything like that?
There will be trivia, but also for Bahamian flicks.
Yes, so we have a brand new one. It's 10 minutes long and it's called Jailhouse Rock. So this concept was originally given to me by Apostle Henry Higgins as a skit. I turned it into a full-length play and we've produced it for the ministry on a few occasions with students. But now we have turned it into a short film. And so Janico Pratt from
I know the name.
You know Janico, yeah.
Yeah.
He's from Struggles and Dreams.
Yeah.
Bright Light Productions.
Yeah.
He produced it for us. I had the privilege of directing the play and the film, sorry. And so this is exciting. So we're going to air that on that same
Tell
night.
me, Jailhouse Rock is when the police have to lock up like 17 badgering and there's one prison guard. He got all of them.
I think you need to go into writing seriously because you have too much great ideas in your head. Soon as someone says something, you'll be able to just put a story together.
Yeah.
No, it's not about that, but it's about a young man who decided to get into a life of crime and drugs and how to change in prison. Yeah.
All right. A necessary story.
Yes.
The last time I attended a culture at the Key, right? They had kiosks there where I could buy food and trinkets and Bahamian things. Will that still be there?
Yes, we'll have more. I don't think we're going to have the trinket vendors there, but we will have, there will be a few food vendors there, and a drink vendor will be there as well. But mostly we'll be focusing on the books and, everybody's selling the books. Then the children's show, and of course, persons are going to be trying to get their money from the folklore costume competition because we do have prizes for cash prizes for first, second, and third place. So,
Tell me how much so I could know how much I have to give the church after I win.
okay, so first prize is $5,000.
What?
Yes,
child
first
gotta
prize.
participate.
Both categories is $5,000 now. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know it's very hard to get money out of the ministry.
Yeah.
Y'all know the ministry is now giving you $5,000 for you to depict your culture. Come on, you can't beat that with a stick.
Look here, dear young
Second
people.
prize, $2,500.
What?
Yeah.
Third prize, $1,500.
Man, look here, I need two
Both
young
categories.
people. I need two young
Give me
people
the categories.
to win
Give me
all.
the categories.
Categories again. Bahamian folklore characters or traditional junkanoo. As you know, with traditional junkanoo, that'll be the newspaper fluff costumes, sponge
Straw,
costumes, straw,
rock
bush,
seed.
and natural material.
And
That is
cup-
what we're looking for.
A little ghost, a little
Yeah,
couple
we're not
ghosts.
looking for no tricks, and we're not looking for what you just rush with and what you use for New Year's Day junkanoo. That's not what we're looking
So
for.
all those paper boys can come and participate.
Absolutely.
And anyone who have them spare sponges who can sew it up. can come.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Man.
And what about the people who use the coconut tree and take the bark and thing?
We want them.
They could come. Oh.
The coconut core and the hut.
Natural.
Mr. Newry, you need to figure this out right now. I need you to be Jerry Roker. You can't find Jerry Roker in town.
I ain't got to show up then.
Yeah, but I can be your wife, and then we can explain how I find you, why you wasn't in town, and we can win the
Come win this money.
$5,000, man.
You are one of those typical Acklands people who are married a cousin. How you gonna be my wife if we really
Man,
need it?
you already married. It ain't typical. You already married. I like the set who already married.
See, it's typical.
That ain't typical.
Typical. You like them Long Island people.
I mean, I don't mind them Long Island people.
Like just saying, you like them Long Island people.
Yeah, I like
I'm
that.
concerned with you all and your cousins.
I just want to say that we'll have some other activities going on during the day. I love this particular activity. We did it last year. It was very successful. We want to repeat it again. It's called Trash to Treasure. Candice Marshall, she has a beautiful technique where she would use the old car tires and convert them to jewelry. And so there will be
Jewelry to furniture, anything,
Yeah.
anything almost.
So you can come and you can actually participate in a session and make a piece of jewelry. You make it, you take it at no cost. And guess what? I know you're going to like this one. This year, we're going to test out that oven out there on Arawaki, that
Nice.
rock oven.
We
That's
making
nice.
bread.
We making
Yeah,
bread.
we making bread.
I come in as Pastor Henry White from James Siston Eleuthera, the best bread maker in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
So we testing that out. We'll be testing that
Bahamian
out on
historical
Friday.
figure, man.
So we have
Yes.
assistant director here, right, from the Department of Culture, right? And I want to know, again, remind me about your team. And will your entire team be out there on January 10th to support you and assisting and giving us information on where to go and what to try out and stuff like that?
Definitely.
Show us some names too. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you all of the names. Just before I do that, I also want to say that we have an increase in individuals, Bahamians, who are making Bahamian board games. And so we will have several of them out there with their board games. You can sit and experience the game, and you can have an opportunity to purchase if you so desire. So
I can bring one game Corinne Mitchell grandchildren make with I think is I got it right there on my
It's
book.
called jacks. That's what you throw the ball up and grab
the
the
rocks?
rocks.
I ain't
Yes,
say
it's
the
called
I
jacks.
say the game
golf ball.
Corinne Mitchell invent.
Oh, okay.
I say the game her grandchildren invent. You
okay.
know my Grammy was there at the beginning.
No, okay.
So
But go ahead.
that'll be there. But yes, definitely, the team will be in place. However, a portion of our team have to travel to Grand Bahama because the Grand Bahama Junk Canoe will also be taking place at the same time. So we will have to split, but our most able team will be on the ground. Anya Bo will be in charge of the folklore costume competition. We have Therese Davis Nixon. She will be responsible for the children's native show. I will be on the ground dealing with the book fair, and Moya Thompson will be responsible
For the
for
flicks.
for the flicks. Yes.
Man, look here, we just need a sponsor to put up a big board so that y'all could actually broadcast the Grand Bahama Parade on the grounds for people mulling about and participating so we could bring them to Nassau via technology.
That's a good
There you go.
idea.
Oh, she always have ideas.
That's
She always
a
have
great
ideas.
idea.
The last time I
Y'all
was
coming here with this galling competition. Are you excited?
No, I'm excited for the Golden Competition. I have an idea in my head. The last time in the culture show, right, there were a number of Bahamians who were passing through, right, especially participating inside the book fair. And they said, man, I didn't know I have books, right? And I want to make sure they have the opportunity to participate because I didn't realize we had so many authors in the Bahamas. And so those who are listening now, right, who wants to put their book, or even say, well, I can't come, but I can send my book in, or I can send my cousin to monitor my books. Give us the rundown on the procedure of registering the books, because I know you have a book registry too, right, of who all authors, whatever it is, so you can call in the future. Give us all of that information so those who listen, who can't participate, and those who want to participate can know who to call and contact, and so they be involved for the next one or be involved in this one.
Yes, so we do have the National Cultural Registry. We have since transitioned from one platform to the My Gateway platform now. So you can actually sign up for the National Cultural Registry through My Gateway. And once you're a part of that national registry, you could receive communication from us regarding all of the opportunities when they come up. And again, if you are able to make it on Friday or send somebody to represent you on Friday, simply make contact with our office and we will send you the link. And you click on the link and just register so we can reserve your spot.
Man, when you say reserve a spot, I need to pay anything? How does that
No,
go?
it's free of charge. We just need to know your name and what it is that you're bringing. It reserves a table and 2 chairs. You could bring any other paraphernalia, your tablecloth or what have you. But of course, because of the volume of individuals, you will have to share a tent space.
Okay.
Yes.
No problem. National Cultural Registry, all creatives need to sign on and make sure they're connected.
All creatives
at all
need to
time.
sign on,
Right,
yes.
Mr. Newry, I got to go to a meeting tonight. I'm going to tell my people I'm part of an improv troupe that's participating in a fundraiser for the Dundas. It's called Black Box Open
Yes.
Mic. And we have a meeting tonight. Every January you got to go to NIB. Everybody remember, every January you got to go to NIB to verify.
Yes.
Well, the Bahamian mythical characters, they have to verify as well with the National Mythical Society. And so I can talk to all of these by them and tell them about the competition, the Garland, the Yahoo, the Wahoo, the Yahoo, Luska, because we have to go and verify, because sometimes you fall off and you don't live up to the standard. Like I've been a bad Chikchani this year because I drink. Sometimes you mistake a drunk Chikchani for an owl. You just don't know. Right? So I gotta go for my verification.
That has followed the pine tree.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Is there also a listing of Bahamian, what are folk animals? What do you call them? Mythological animals, right? Because I know Erin started listing some, right? She mentioned the Yahoo, which few Bahamians know about, right? The Lusker. What do people from Long Island has?
They have the jack-o'-lantern,
right? Andros has about 3 or 4. I know Cat Island has about 3 or 4. The Garland is Cat Island. No, the Garland is Acklands. No, the Garland is Andros.
I'm from Acklands and Andros and Cat Island.
The Garland is Andros. The Chickchandy is Andros. But what about those that we start forgetting about?
Like Exuma.
I'm so happy you raised that question. Simply because we have a project that is sponsored by UNESCO that is called Intangible Cultural Heritage. And it is exactly that. All of the traditions and practices and the superstitions and even the recipes that come from every island, every community. That information will be secured and placed on a public platform. It's a 2-year project.
Like we have at least 106 different ways to cook peas and rice throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Correct.
I'm not sure if you know that Aaron's ancestor used to sell ghosts. And we found articles in the newspaper where, we just read ghosts in Andros.
Believe me.
Ghosts. Woo! Yeah, ghosts.
Goats? We used to teeth ghosts.
Like boo.
Sell ghosts.
And we have newspaper articles where Bahamians sold ghosts in Andros, and tourists will come down in the Bahamas and rent a ghost and have the ghost travel with them to the United States. It's a real thing. I want to know if that is being registered in the Ministry of Culture. That at one point in time, Bahamians sold ghosts.
It's documented in the international media.
What is real story?
This is true. my great-great-grandfather and a long line of my family, we sold ghosts to tourists. I'd sell you a Chickchani.
I can see the articles about it.
Yes, I don't understand y'all. Don't,
I need to see.
Yeah, I can see the
you don't want to see it. Either you buying the ghost or you ain't buying the ghost. You want to see the
I can
ghost.
see the article. I can
Why
see
you
the
want-
article.
why you want to see the ghost? It's a ghost.
And like a few people know about the Yahoo of Abaco, who's a kidnapped women, right? And they're short and how they feed backwards and stuff like that. These are stories that we used to tell at yesteryears, and that we start forgetting these stories.
Right.
Right.
I remember growing up in the Foxhole community. They used to talk about the greasy man.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't behave, the greasy man coming for you.
Mm-hmm. Cautionary tales,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if I had known that Newry, then I wouldn't have been walking down Step Street to go shoot pool at Ed White's bar in the night. My neighbors say, "Where you going, miss?"
The greasy man. You lucky the greasy man ain't grab you.
And so conversations like this is why we wanted to do this competition. This is us just trying it out for the first time. This is the first time we're doing anything like this because we have realized that the conversation about folklore characters, and we kind of are losing that
That is
whole
correct.
intenseness, because I remember when I used to travel to Andres, I was so scared of the Chichani coming to get me. I behave, you know what I mean? Like I was sure to behave and make sure I go with the group and make sure I stay with anyone stray because I sure the Chichani was coming for me.
It's a kidnapped little kids.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So nobody could tell me that was not what was happening to me if I stray. So, things like that we want to bring back. We want to bring back those stories. We want to have these conversations again.
The Department of Culture still here with the Booger Man? Because I don't hear any stories about the Booger Man, but I knew when I was younger,
Oh,
the
yes,
Booger Man
the
to
Booger
come.
Man. Oh, yes.
But does the Booger Man still exist in the Bahamas?
Yeah, I mean,
Ancient man say so.
That's what
He
they
got
say.
the song, the Booger Man.
And the
Booger
boogeyman, he's in this competition. He's one of the characters that we have listed just to give suggestions in case persons needed suggestions.
That's the boy whose teeth the light. I see the light on, and then all of a sudden it gone like somebody teeth it.
Right.
It's the Booger Man.
He have an accomplice in BPL.
Aye.
So let me see what time it is.
Bringing people laughs. Yeah, man.
Aaron, I can allow you to do the summary out and read what's happening on this Friday. Today is what, Tuesday?
Today is
It
Tuesday the
Wednesday,
7th.
And it's Thursday.
Oh, no, hold on.
and then Friday.
It's what is Friday?
Friday's the 10th. No. Friday's on the 10th?
It is the 10th, sir, but Friday is also Majority Rule Day. So I want to throw in a little plug here. Maybe try it out. Try it out. Maybe some historic figures as well aligned to Majority Rule Day, like whoever convinced the women them to vote UBP in 1962. Bring that character out for the costume character, right? But just remember, guys, that this wonderful event, Culture at the Key, is taking place on the Majority Rule Day holiday. So you got the whole day off already.
Yes.
Friday, January 10th, 2025. Arawak Key will be on the lawn, and they're going to fire up the stone oven. 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the All Bahamian Book Fair.
Yes.
3 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the Children's Native Show with some of the most amazing performances, including the Prince Albert Drummers and Braun and his crew of accordionists. And then it's 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., Bahamian Folk Tale Costume Competition, open to all ages. First prize in each division is $5,000. Second prize is $2,500. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Bahamian flicks, including the premiere, if you haven't seen it yet, of the first episode of Nassau Rock. Plus, we have a 10-minute short Jailhouse Rock as well. Look at this. We on the rock, and the young people know it. This is great. Miss Newry?
Oh, man, I'm impressed with that. Thank you very much. You didn't give the names.
And numbers to call.
Here.
502-0601, 502-0601, and register at the National Cultural Registry on mygateway.com.
Quickly, your team. Right here
Yes.
You've been speaking to today.
You've been speaking to Portia Sands, Assistant Director of Culture. I hope to see you on Friday.
Anya Bo, Cultural Officer for Fashion. See you on Friday.
Therese Davis, Cultural Officer responsible for theater. See you tomorrow.
And this handsome guy here, C.A. Newry.
And this is Erin Green, Cultural Officer responsible for Chickchani.
Yes. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.